What's up, everybody? I'm mikO Tolliver. Welcome to 15 Minutes to Fame. It's January. It's the middle of January 2026, going in hard. I want to talk today about starting off the year realizing the importance of investing in yourself. That is a big thing. As an artist, I feel like anybody who's really an artist, if you're really, really doing it, you know that it takes money to really be successful at your art. It is totally not 100% about your talent. Don't ever let somebody fool you into thinking that you're not successful because you're not good enough. I dare say I can use Green Day as an example. Is that a cap? Am I capping on Green Day? I'm more just saying that, like, you can be kind of mediocre. Like, yeah, their songs are cool, but I'm not the hugest fan of them. I think that that it's not all about your talent. Green Day is really successful because their audience that they really appeal to is an audience that has money. And that's what you need to think of. And I won't even say Green Day. There could be other people out there who you're just like, huh? Remember that song a few years ago, Gangnam Style? Was that really an amazing song? No. But it was fun and it reached people. It struck a core audience. It's all about finding the people who you jive with. But in order to do that, you got to invest in yourself. I have played guitar now. In a few months, it's going to be 27 years. My dad gave me my first guitar. Shout out to my dad. What's up? It was a birthday present. Every year I celebrate it. And those first 3 years, you would have never told me in those first 3 years that I was going to grow up and be a person who teaches guitar, has an after-school program, makes money from it, writes songs, put out. You would have never told me that. It was just this, like, wow, I got a guitar, and that was great. And actually, within 2 months, I was already able to play songs on the guitar. I got the chords down. I had the natural feel for it, the rhythm. Like, I really took to it. It really jives with me. But it wasn't until 3 years in that I was able to actually pay for lessons. And we couldn't really afford lessons as a kid. So I kind of had to figure out a way to get the money myself. But I found a guitar teacher. Shout out to Storm Sinvolt. Anybody ever finds him. He's a cool dude. And I signed up for lessons at this local music store. And it's so weird because when I think back to it, I'm like, I don't remember how I even walked into that store or why I was in there. I wasn't a musician at the time. I didn't have instruments, but I walked into this music store and I ended up signing up for guitar lessons. And at the time, I wasn't too worried about the cost of it. I had a little extra money. I was like, sure, let's do it. But it really, really paid off because I signed up for those lessons. I took them for a year before I kind of ran out of money. But by that point, I'd really learned some really foundational skills that I was able to take and grow on a little bit. They say faith the size of a mustard seed. I want to say faith the size of a quarter can grow into $1 million. I love those lessons. In fact, for anybody who's ever taken lessons from me, anything that I ever taught you, there were tricks that I learned from those very lessons. So anytime I made you do something, you were like, this is lame. I had already done it. And I knew how lame it was, but I knew how important it was. And I knew it was the road to success. But that's what I'm saying. I had to invest in myself. I had to be willing to put skin in the game, put down some money and say, you know what? I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go without doing something. I'm going to go without having extra dessert for something. I'm going to go without a nice pair of shoes or something else. I'm going to go without, and I'm going to use that money for this. And I still jive with that idea to this day. Just a few years ago, I signed up for this program at UCLA. It was a screenwriting program. And I'm actually here based in the Bay Area. And I couldn't afford to move to LA. I haven't gotten to that place yet. But I did get into the program at UCLA. So shout out to your girl who knows screenwriting. But I actually commuted every week for 9 months. And when I say commuted, I did not drive down there every week, although twice, there were 2 weeks that I did drive down there, there and back. I took my car, but I flew down there. I used the points from my credit card to buy plane tickets. I went online and I searched a cheap car rental company that gave me a really great deal that made it so that I could rent a car, a little Camry, a Toyota Camry, something cheap on gas, for one day. And I found a really cheap hostel and place to stay on Airbnb. So this was me every week, 9 months. Out of that, I got 2 full-length full-length feature scripts. And so I wrote 2 whole films while I was down there. One of those scripts I have submitted to a bunch of writing competitions, which actually one placed as a second rounder at the Austin Film Festival for screenwriting in the drama category. I'm very proud of that. And it's all because I did that class. In fact, anytime I've ever invested in myself, in my art, in my dream, in my passion, within 3 to 5 years, if it took that long, I was making money. You know, those initial lessons that I did, within 3 years, if that, I was giving lessons and I was making money. So I more than got my return off of that. So I really want to encourage you to know the importance of investing in yourself and putting down that dollar. Other ways, though, I see artists and people kind of cut themselves short, or ways to protect themselves too. I dated someone once, and he said that if you don't know how to keep your money, maybe you don't deserve to have it. And that was the first time I ever heard someone say something like that. I was like, oh no, this guy is crooked. He wasn't actually crooked. He was a pretty nice guy. But he said that, and it made me think there are people in this world who are thinking like that. There are people in this world who think, I made this money, I deserve to have it. And there are people who think, yeah, but you don't know how to keep it. And I've seen people blow through money. And I've seen artists really not protect themselves. And ways that I want to encourage people to protect themselves, especially because you never know when something's going to blow up. You know, just because something isn't really big right now doesn't mean it won't be in like 10 years or 20 years or even, who knows, after you're dead. You know, The Wizard of Oz took 10 years to become a hit. Imagine that. What we know of The Wizard of Oz today. We just saw Wicked. Wicked 2 just came out. But back in 1939, Judy Garland, you got the Tin Man, you got Scarecrow, you got the Lion, you got Oz, you got Glinda the Good Witch. All of that was just some weird ass story. And I've gone back and watched that film as an adult and been like, this is a pretty trippy movie. It's pretty trippy. It's not just like, oh, we're out of the woods, we're out of the thing, we're out of the night. That's a song, right? Well, anyway, but just think about that. Really investing in yourself, and sometimes it just takes time. But, for as much rejection as you come up against, it only takes one yes for things to really pop off. And so, Wizard of Oz, after 10 years, it popped off. And I say that to tell you, people just think they're just doing this little art. It's whatever. It's chill. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Or people are thinking, I am a serious artist, but I'm not really big yet, so I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. No. Go out there, get you some insurance to cover yourself as a musician, especially if you tour. I've seen musicians tour, get robbed, and go, oh, we got to do a GoFundMe, a Kickstarter to get our equipment replaced. Yeah, but you know what? You could have got you a little insurance policy, a business insurance policy for $50 a month. And I've heard people be like, oh, we can't really afford that. But also know that they're smoking weed all day. Hey, and I got no qualms against people token up. I'm just saying, where are you really putting your funds? That's all. You want to toke up, you do you. But I have nothing to say against that. But also, I want to encourage folks to register their works with the Library of Congress. Get it copyrighted. Protect yourself. You never know what's going to happen. Anybody ever heard of Baby? #1 stunner? Birdman? Bird call, right? He came up with Bling Bling. He will tell you his first biggest mistake as an artist was not copywriting Bling Bling. because he just put the song out there and it blew up. That's a phrase that we say. I got the bling. Look, check out my grill right here. For anybody listening on the podcast, go back, watch the video. I got my grill in. I always try to wear my grill because I like the bling. And plus it's really nice and cute. Even my Nana likes this, and she don't like nothing. But protect yourself. Think that you are worth investing in. You know, register your work. Establish your LLC. Go get those lessons. Go get you a mentor. Pay for your art and don't feel bad about it. If you can drink coffee, you can, which much of this coffee drinks cost, if you can buy alcohol. I'm actually not even a huge drinker. Again, I don't have anything against people who drink. And I don't get me wrong, I like to have a little cocktail. I like a little cocktail, but I don't like to drink too much. In fact, I used to really avoid going to bars because I felt like you literally piss your money away. And I couldn't handle that. And I have been an artist for a while. This really is my lifestyle. This is really how I'm doing it. I'm always trying to find new hustles, new entrepreneurships, new ventures to advance my passion and maintain this lifestyle of being independent of the fucking man. I'm not good at having to be at a 9-to-5 job. I'm not good at that. And not only that, I feel like I can be so much more efficient with my work with that. So knowing that about me, I really am committed to investing in myself. And I want to encourage you guys all to do the same. And I want to encourage you to not just do the same, but don't stop at it. I always tell people, you know, keep taking community college courses, especially if you actually feel like you're limited on funds. Right now, I'm taking a violin course at a community college. I've always wanted to play violin. I can't really afford the lessons. You know what's messed up is that I've given lessons and made a living giving lessons as a guitar teacher when I couldn't even afford to have them myself. That tells you there's something there. There's something there. And the only way we are going to really go up against the evils of this world that are trying to silence us and silence our voice is if we continue to invest in ourselves and our passions. Go take you a community college course. Go find you maybe another musician. They play the instrument you want to play, and you play an instrument that they want to play, and swap it out, you know, barter with each other, take more lessons, get insurance, protect yourself, register, become official things, you know. I like to encourage people to really become a business. This really is a business. This is a business. So you want to protect yourself. And if you want to go far, you're going to need those things. And I don't want people to get in that mindset of like, no, it's just about the art. It's all cool. Yeah, it's about the art. It's about the voice, about the message. I'm here talking to you. I don't make a ton of money off of this, which also, by the way, make sure you subscribe and follow and follow my Patreon, because I do need help paying for this. But, you know, it's about the art, but it is also about, we got to be viable. You know, we can be broke all day and say, okay, we're not selling out, we're 100% authentic, but also in that scenario, you don't have funds to contribute to the community. You know, once I start to make some more money, I totally contribute more to the community, especially the artistic community that I'm in. I would love to be making more funds so I can produce more film, so that if I could produce more film, if my scripts can make more money, that creates economy and business for everybody. Everybody can benefit from that. It isn't just me going out and getting a brand new pair of Jordans, which I will do. But I'm also going to have to put people on. I'm going to have to hire more help. I know I got my buddy Cole there still helping me out, but it's cool. So yeah, 15 minutes here to tell you and encourage you, please invest in yourself, invest in your community. But, you know, you want to really make a profit, you really want this to be real, take yourself seriously and put yourself out there seriously. Get that website, hire someone else to do it, and you can do that cheap. You can go on like Fiverr. I hate giving you guys all these tips and not getting like, I should get sponsorships from this. I feel like Fiverr should sponsor me. But there are ways for you to do this, and don't always try to get stuff for free, and don't be afraid to throw money at your dream. With that saying, I'm mikO Tolliver here. 15 minutes to fame. Again, follow me, subscribe, www.mikotolliver.com. Join the mailing list. Join my Patreon. Follow me on social media. I like Instagram a lot, but just follow me around at mikO Tolliver. 2 L's, so important. And I am looking forward to meeting up with you guys again.